Obviously, Ben misses out from last week. Ryan Jack comes back into the squad, so I'm delighted to see Ryan back in training the last couple of days. Other than that, no changes.
In terms of Alfredo and Ryan, are they still in your thoughts from now until the end of the season in terms of game time?
Yeah, Ryan's not returned to training, so he had a slight issue last week in training, so we've kept him out. Alfredo will still be in the squad and still be available for selection if we so be it.
Have you talked to him this week after the comments you made after the game on Saturday?
No, I spoke to him before I made those comments. I was asked a question and I didn't think it was his best performance in terms of energy. I've not had to say that too much working with him. Our relationship's really honest and upfront and always has been. There's no issue between me and him, but likewise with any player, if I think their energy needs to be better, I'll say it, and it's just the honesty, and they respect that because it's two-way.
Of course, there's a lot of talk about transfer activity at this time of the year. What can you tell us about Dujon Sterling?
There's a lot of speculation and names, lots of good players, which is nice that they're being with us, but no, until anything's concrete, we don't want to talk with any individual players out of respect for their clubs and also for those players as well.
What are your memories of him? Have you coached him previously at Chelsea?
Yeah, but not since 7 or 8 when I first saw him. Listen, he's a good player, but I don't want to say anything more than that.
Michael, in terms of the reaction you got from Alfredo, how was it?
No, fine. Alfredo, he's quite robust. You know, he's lived and worked in Scotland for 5 or 6 years. A lot worse has been said about Alfredo in that time than I felt he could have made a more positive impact. He's fine. Like, you know, we talk, we get on. He's trained well this week. He's available for selection. He's a Rangers player until he moves on. And so, no, there's no drama there with me and Alfredo whatsoever.
Still confident you can make a good contribution if he starts tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he's keen. I think he's keen to continue playing, and he's keen to keep showcasing what he can do. It's important for Alfredo that he finish his time at Rangers well, and also for Alfredo what he wants to do in the future.
Have you finalised in terms of players who are staying at Rangers for next season?
Yeah.
How did those conversations go then?
Each one was different. I suppose I know these players and I've known them for a long time, so I've seen most of them on the way in, and each person's situation was different, but everyone took it in the right way and we're all on the same page. Obviously there's some players that are in contract that futures might be elsewhere as well, but all of that obviously remains in private, but I've got no issues with any of the players, and the way that we speak is really open and honest.
Is there a possibility that because some players may have been told the futures lie elsewhere, that their thoughts may already be elsewhere?
No, I don't think so. No, I think this game certainly, it focuses your attention because you live in a city where this game is hugely important to everybody, not one or two people or a certain amount. Every single person in this city has got a say and a feeling and an allegiance to one of these two teams, and I think the players are aware that they would like to give their fans something to hold on to over the summer.
What would a win mean tomorrow?
Like it always does in this fixture, it would mean a lot. It would mean a lot. We can't do anything now about what's gone past. In the last 2 games, I think we've performed well and things have gone against us because, one, we're playing against a very good opponent in Celtic, and secondly, we've shot ourselves in the foot in key moments in both ends of the pitch. Tomorrow the team looks a little bit different than the last 2 games, so there's opportunity for players to play, opportunity for players to do well in this game, and it's a game that's watched worldwide, so there should be a lot of excitement and energy towards this fixture from my team.
Different in terms of personnel or tactically?
No, difference in terms of personnel. Tactically, we're very similar no matter how we line up in formation. The way we play is always very similar.
Michael, what's your thinking of goals? Does Alan come back in, or you get Robbie another crack?
No, Robbie will play.
Big trust in him then.
Yeah, I've got faith in him. He wasn't available for the majority of the time that I was here. When he was getting back, it was important I gave him a chance to get rhythm in training and a couple of the B team games. And we're at a stage now where I think it's a moment for Robbie to have a run of games where he can showcase what he has. And I thought last week was a real good step in the right direction for him. It was the first time in a long while that he started a game, and I thought he was excellent.
It's important for you to see him in games like this.
Oh, of course. You know, he's played this fixture before, so he's had experience. He's obviously been on loan in the Championship and League One and League Two. He's done everything a young goalkeeper can do to have an opportunity. He now has it. All he has to do is be himself. It doesn't have to be anything more than that. And I've got complete faith in him.
You mentioned Ryan Jack coming back in the squad. Reports that he's agreed a new deal. Can you enlighten us?
Nothing on that at the moment. The talks are ongoing. I've stated publicly that I would like Ryan to stay, so that will probably give you a steer towards where that's going to end up.
And just on the game, I mean, obviously these games are massive, but to take added significance for Rangers given you haven't beaten Celtic this season.
Yeah, listen, it's been a season of disappointment. We spoke about it. What I would like to do is just focus on this game. It's 4 games to go. The season's coming around. It's going to end within 2 weeks, and there's 4 games. We want to end the season well. In the main, our league form's been fantastic. Our home form's been particularly strong this year. Our home form's been where you need your home form to be if you're going to challenge over the full season, and we want to keep that going. I think, as I say, the eyes are on this game. It doesn't matter when this game's played and what's at stake. The eyes are always on it, and it's an opportunity, like most games, but certainly this one, to do well.
A good result and performance tomorrow. What can that do? Just for giving the whole squad everyone the club a boost going into the summer.
It will underline some of the things and progress that's been made that's maybe being overlooked, but that's fine. Like, you know, we can see inside where we're going and who we're going there with, and in the main, I've been pleased. I've had a couple of really sore results and sore days in the time I've come back in, but in terms of attitude from the group and commitment to what I'm asking, I can't fault that. It's important that we start to show that we can win against opponents of similar level or a higher level than us. That's the challenge for this group now in the next 4 or 5 months, to prove that on the days where the game is imbalanced, that we have the big moments. In the games when it's in Europe, where you might see another team's name and think their squad's worth more or whatnot, that this team stand up and show it. They've done it in the past. They've upset the odds in the past in big European games and domestic ones. And I would say to this team, this group, that they need to start doing that again.
In terms of your recruitment, Michael, how often is it that players that come in start and hit the ground running, because there's going to be very little room for slippage next season again, the looks of things?
Yeah, we'll have a foundation of players from this season that have done well in terms of knocking out results in the league. We'll have a foundation, so we're not going to start with a completely new 11, of course, and then we want to get our recruitment done early. We return to training on the 30th of June, and I expect to see some new faces either before that or certainly in the first 2 weeks of pre-season. You're right in saying the first 5 weeks leading up to the first game of the league and then the Champions League qualifier are really important. The pre-season will be important, both for bedding in new players and the new ideas that come with it. So it's an exciting time. We've got to get through the next 2 weeks first, but a lot of that work and planning is going on in the background. I've obviously been busy with that. It's been a really important part of my role and my thinking since November. It's not just in the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's been a constant that we want to build a stronger Rangers for next season, and that's what we're busy doing.
In terms of behind the scenes, where are you with somebody to help you with recruitment?
Oh no, I have a John Park and I have the whole of the recruitment team, so I've got more than enough help. On the executive board, I've got people that do the business side, if you like, but meeting the players and talking about their role and everything else, that's on me. Setting up meetings and cutting videos and going to watch games and recommending, that's John and his staff. We work together. We lost 1 member of staff. We didn't lose our whole operation.
Like in terms of recruitment, you say you don't want to go into names. Can you tell us how many players you've reached agreement with?
No, sorry.
In terms of players going out, you said there's some difficult conversations. How many of the current squad do you not envisage being here next season, be it out of contract or not in your plans?
I think what we'll do is probably between now and the end of the season, the club will officially come out and make a statement on that at the right time. With 4 games to go, I don't really want to get into that. I think that would be unfair for those players, their families and everything that it brings to it. There's a respect side of it. But you're not far away from us coming out and officially announcing in one whole batch, really, what the future holds for some players.
Have you had any managers call you about players you released?
Yeah, I've had a lot of phone calls. about players, about, you know, for recommendations, and 1 or 2 phone calls for 1 or 2 of our players in contract as well. So there's a lot. At this time of year, that's natural, regardless of how well you're doing or how the season's gone. That's natural. Those calls have just come to me now, and before they went elsewhere.
Tillman made it into the PFA Scotland Team of the Year, Tillman up for Young Player of the Year. Happy to see these players being nominated by their fellow professionals.
Yeah, tough life Tavernier has at times, and but a real privileged life as well as captain of Rangers. And in the big moments this year, you know, whether it be away at Motherwell and we're 1-0 down, he scores the free kick. He scored away at Parkhead the free kick as well, and at different times he stepped up and made big plays this season for the team. And I'm glad it hasn't gone unnoticed, because obviously this is about how an individual does rather than the collective. And Malik Tillman coming into our league as an unknown 20-year-old, I think, has provided some really big moments this season. And in my opinion, at 20, has been the outstanding young player in the league.
So he deserves to win the Young Player of the Year, do you think?
In my opinion. I get there's going to be a few other opinions around that. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.